Here.
Dave Elliott,
Here.
Kirk Hart,
Here.
Brian Holt,
Here.
Robert Nelson,
Here. What about Jim Fewing?
Jim Fewens.
Here.
It was a test to see if you were paying attention.
Would you stand with me for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible. I would like to thank the board for Robert, especially for taking over for me at the meeting. He was not here at the last meeting, and I appreciate that. I know we have a good group of people on the board, so thank you. Let's see. A digital marketing presentation, Jared. Yes. Oh, first, we have no comments from the public, is that correct? Okay, go ahead, Jared.
Forgive me, I think I've been to one other board of trustees meeting, so the order and everything is not something that I remember.
That's we
But
don't either, so.
I'm a good company. But thank you all for your time. I wanted to come to the board and just share with you what I'm working on right now as far as digital marketing, and then it is my hopes that I can have some numbers to give to the board next meeting so that we can finalize things and get started on it. Currently, I'm working with 3 and maybe even a 4th marketing firm. I just got the drop on a national firm. Is it appropriate to give names or not? Because I haven't made a selection right at this time. But okay, so I'm working with Limelight in Pittsburgh, KOAM, KSN, and then I was talking with a Rico manufacturer salesperson, and he mentioned that they have marketing, so I thought I should give them a look as well. So currently what I'm looking at is how do we reach our target audience? And so who is our audience? Who are we trying to attract? Obviously, we're trying to attract students coming here straight out of high school. But not only that, there are plenty of other students that are non-traditional students. Some students may not have completed in the past. We want to target them and bring them back. So there's really a multitude. But not only that, as we target prospective students, we can also target their parents, grandparents, and hopefully word of mouth. Also, as we target, we want to share stories and successes of students that have gone through Fscc or are currently here at the moment. So there's really, I say all that to say it's a pretty wide range of people that we're trying to reach with the message of come here to Fscc. So right now I'm looking at currently streaming, or these are, okay, so I've got a series of bullet points. What I want to do is share what I've talked with the marketing teams about, okay? So streaming, or what they call OTT, and that's like your Netflix, Hulu, Prime, things of that nature, where they're paying to view things. We can hit those right at their cell phones or tablets, computers, things of that nature. There's also social media advertising with video views, lead generation, clicks to website page likes on platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, and basically what I want to do is attract them where they're at, hit them where they're at. So if you took a poll and had kids, you would know that a lot of students are actually on their cell phones a majority of the time.
Really?
Maybe even some of
I'm
them.
sorry, I had to say that. Sarcasm implied. Okay.
So I'm also looking at paid searches with Google Ads. And the neat thing is does anybody know what geofencing is, or does everybody, if you don't, geofencing is, say we take a specific area such as 60 miles from Fort Scott, or what I'm thinking about doing more pointedly is we have this region right here. I did a couple of months ago look and see how many students we had from the Nevada metro area, right? And there was about 150 some students over there. So I know that there are students coming from the Missouri side, and that's a great thing. We want to reach them as well. But also, we do have a campus in Miami County, which I'd like to attract more students as well. I spent a day recording video and just visiting with students and saw their campus. And so it's a wonderful campus, as you know. But I have hopes to attract more students to their campus. I want to fill it up. So there's also television advertising. One marketing firm has a business that they, and this is KSN, where they do a business spotlight. And so for a certain amount of money, they have a on-air talent that will come and interview and you know, I'm thinking about that as a possibility as well. And then also I have a direct mail background with my time at Wardcraft, and so I understand how to attract people with direct mail. I was just at Harley Davidson here last week, and I was speaking. I'd actually come down there to meet with some marketing people and go to CTech. But as I was on my way back, I got to talking to the instructors there at Harley Davidson, and they had mentioned that they at one point in time used to go to dealerships and things of that nature. And I thought, well, if they are planning to do that this summer, why not back them up by getting a list of all Harley dealerships across the nation, which I can do that, and then create designs to target specifically your service managers, your GMs of those, and hit them directly where they're at with some sort of like a partnership like we do with John Deere. So that's one of the things that I would like to do as well. I think we could really do that very inexpensively, because we would be printing the pieces and metering them right out of our shop. So so I think it would be a win-win. But that's I can get some numbers on how much, you know, per piece and things of that nature, and I'll bring that to the next meeting. All marketing firms had one thing to say though, and this wasn't something that wasn't a shocker to me, and probably not you as well, but our website really needs updating. And so with that said, I want to continue the talks of looking at getting a new website and what we need to do to make that happen for security purposes, and also for the look and the feel. I think our website has been the same for, I don't know how long, quite a while anyways. And so by updating that, we can hopefully attract more students to the website. Not only that, as we attract people to the website, because that, with all of the marketing, you drive them to your website. You need to be able to capture that information, right? You need to, like I want to see the analytics of a specific campaign that we're doing. The neat thing is these marketers all have the capability to provide a dashboard that I could see real time how what we call a creative, where that artwork is performing, how it's performing. If it's not performing, then you do something different. But with that said, you also want to see how long they have been on the website, and there's just a wealth of information that you can gain from that. As I was meeting with one marketing firm the other day, they had mentioned about having the need for a better website, and I said I agree. in that moment, I thought, well, what if we created some landing pages that would be a good start to that? And so that's one of the things I want to look at as well is Ben and Jason and myself and Chris, we've met on the website and know that had been an RFP out last summer. So we're wanting to look at that and forgive me, I'm new to this part of it. So it's taken me some time to really try and figure this thing out and how we make it happen, but a WordPress theme, I threw this out at the last meeting and I think about every member on the IT was in agreement that WordPress was a platform that could be utilized here. There's many larger universities that use WordPress themes. The great thing about WordPress themes is that, or a WordPress site, is that there are so many people that can work on them and can develop and provide what do you call development and
input maybe, or
help, like if something goes wrong, they can go in and code
I think they can edit.
and fix those things very easily.
okay.
So yes, so that I want to revisit that as well. The programs that I want to highlight, and I'll be working with the upper level directors on the programs, and this was just a few that I thought of to start with, was Harley Davidson, John Deere nursing, cosmetology, CDL welding, agriculture, environmental water technologies, and general studies. So so you'll be hearing more about what we want to promote and how we're going to do that. And I would like to say also that in the fall, the great thing is I've started promoting for this scholarships to help with multimedia, so that not only they can help me, but I can teach them different software such as Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. And I really think as I build a team that can help me to market and to do more designs, edit more photos, things of that nature, we'll be able to get out to more sports, games and team events and things to where we can get more and more pictures of it, and so to use for marketing. So anyways, I guess is this question time?
You've got a lot on your plate, it sounds like, to do this. I know this marketing thing is a tremendous undertaking or something to get it going. Our business actually did this several years ago with Channel 7 television station. And you can get an amazing amount of information. But it really takes diving into this. And do you have a team that you work with here, or?
We do. We've met once, and of course we're all busy, so we need to meet, before when I get final plans and get final dollars of the amount that it's going to take, I will meet with the team and present that to them and say, okay, what do you feel best? So that's not just myself.
Mm-hmm. One thing I thought of too, I don't think you mentioned the rodeo program on things to maybe have. I mean, that just draws a lot of people here. I think that should be part of it, but I mean, I think it's a fantastic thing. It's just going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort.
Right. Well, and I will say this. So the one thing I didn't say is that for every event, it's my goal, and I can share what my goals are. Maybe that would be another next month, but to give you a preview, my goal would be for every single event that we have on campus and away, we have that this is what I want to utilize as student help for, is the multimedia team, is that we have a preview picture and who they're going against that day or night, and then we can push that to social media, our televisions on campus, and create more hype videos and things of that nature. So for the rodeo team, how I promoted them, and I actually did see, it was great to see when I was there shooting pictures, the whole stand's full. But I did their poster, and then not only that, but created social media events and things to draw people here. I did the tickets and all of that. So yeah, it's our goal, it's my goal to have every team represented and marketed so that we can get as many people to their events as possible.
And do you have people who actually participate in these things, work with you? Like who might want to make this a profession or something after they get out of college?
Well, that would depend on budget. So currently, as far as I know, I don't have a budget to, employ someone. Is that what you're asking?
Well, I'm thinking more like a class.
Oh, absolutely. So like my master's is in technical education, so I can teach graphic design and multimedia. And I taught at Pitt State in the human resource development program as a graduate level classes. So if that's, I don't, as far as credentialing, I'm not for sure on that, but it is very possible that I could, teach some things.
Do you have any students working with you now?
I do have one person that's on the track team. He goes out and takes pictures for me, and he does a remarkable job. In fact, he just spent $3,000 on his camera right before he started working with me. So I was able to give him a scholarship. So yeah, it's very nice.
We have those students are work study eligible students, but when we start looking at next year's budget, this would be something that we will look at. But most of the students that he's going to employ are going to have work study, so federal work study.
Sounds great.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Jared.
Thank you.
Now the consent agenda. Approval of the agenda, approval of minutes of previous meetings. Attached are the minutes of the regular board meeting conducted March 20, 2023. Approval of treasurer's report, bills and claims, attached to the treasurer's report, and the bills and claims report. Approval of personnel actions. Number 1, additions. Abby Munson, women's flag football coach, effective April 12th, 2023. Separations. Jalen Milas, women's assistant basketball coach, effective March 21st, 2023. Cheryl Craig, nursing instructor, effective May 30th, 2023. Chris Sterrett, HVAC instructor, effective May 30th, 2023. Adam Borth, vice president of academic affairs, effective June 30th, 2023. Transfers, we have Mitchell McMullen from men's assistant basketball coach to women's head basketball coach. Excuse me, effective March 10th, 2023. Approval of emeritus staff appointments. Janet Fancher, Lily Grubb, Chris Sterrett. It is recommended that the consent agenda items be approved as presented. Is there any discussion?
I have a question.
Yes.
What is an emeritus staff appointment?
So we passed an emeritus staff policy 3 years ago. I'll send you the sort of what the policy is. It's basically just employees that went above and beyond. And so we're giving them emeritus. They don't get much, but it's kind of, so with the emeritus comes an email. So.
A really nice.
Well, I hate to ruin the surprise.
And they can get to any college event for free as long as it's sponsored by us. And what else do they get? You guys remember? A big thank you from us.
Okay.
So.
I think it's an accolade for people who've just gone on beyond recognition. So, yeah,
Yeah,
recognition.
but there are some criteria, like you have to be you know, here so long and, you know, all those other things. I'll try to remember.
Okay.
I had one question.
Yes.
We're hiring a women's flag football coach. I was asked today. Do we have that program going right now?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
I was asked and I said, I think so, but I'm not sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
And April's still here, but they're kind of transitioning.
Yeah,
okay.
The
When,
current coach.
when does that program start? Is there a fall and a
it's
spring?
the spring sport.
Spring sport, okay,
Yeah, we have a home game on the 27th
okay.
Anyway, is it out here?
at the high school.
Oh, it's at Prairie Field?
Mhm.
Okay,
Is there only one home game?
That's yeah, for this year.
Okay, that's what this individual said. It said, I looked it up and it said, I think there's only one home game.
Yeah, the 27th.
There's one to come. Okay, answer my question. Thank you.
okay.
Make a motion, we approve the consent agenda.
Looks like it. Been moved and seconded. Julie, would you call for the vote?
Elliot,
Yes.
Hewens,
Yes.
Hart,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Bartlesmeyer.
Yes. I think it's now. 69. Yeah. Somehow or another, the screen is on app here. There we go. Action discussion items. A, consideration of food service agreement. Great Western Dining has been contracted as the cafeteria food service provider for a number of years. This past year, they have provided expertise into the design of the new kitchen / dining space and a donation toward the cost of the remodel. Following is a renewal contract for the second year of a 5-year term beginning June 1st, 2023. It is recommended that the board approve the food service agreement with Great Western Dining. Is there any discussion? Any questions?
We approve this every year.
Yes.
I think so.
Okay. So basically it's a 5-year term, but we approve it every
Yeah,
year.
every year
Okay.
they have the ability written in the original contract to increase prices up to
Oh.
1% of CPI and that type of thing. And so, yes, we approve it every year. It's basically the same other than pricing.
And students eat every year.
You sure?
Pretty sure. that-
Okay.
Have we talked about what the increase is, like comparison wise last year to this year?
Well, I don't know what the CPI or how far they could have gone, but let me look here, didn't they give us? They didn't go as far as they could have increased it this year. We really don't have any choice in determining what that price increase is because it's written in the original contract. You can go to this point. I know that also the regional director gave me a heads up, and that's part of why it's running kind of late to give it to you is she said, don't do it at the first of the year because the consumer price index is too high. Wait until March or April to bring that because it'll go down. So
Do we have, Julie, a percentage increase from last year?
I want to say 8.2, but I can't find it on this document. I think it was on the preliminary thing they gave us when we were determining rates. So what we do with this, Brian, is take what they're telling us it will cost per student, and then we back into and make sure our meal cost to students covers it.
Gotcha.
Plus any, we have to purchase some equipment on our side and not very much at the minimal budget, but that the meal cost covers both the cost of their contract and our minimal costs.
Yeah.
So,
And they're kicking in for the remodel, so.
yeah, they gave 100,000 this year. And that it will be amortized out over the 5-year contract.
Okay.
So. and they've already donated that for this year.
Any further questions? I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second,
Then moved and seconded, do I just say call for the vote or?
Yeah, I'll call.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, Tom is now standing.
But you,
He gets a lot of standing to do.
call for the vote.
I will.
Okay.
Hi, Nelson,
Yes.
Hewens,
Yes, here.
Elliott,
Yes.
Holt,
yes,
Hart,
Yes.
Bartlesmeyer.
Yes. Item B, approval of zero turn mower replacement. To keep up with the mowing on campus maintenance, to keep up with mowing on campus maintenance uses 2 mowers. In the preparation for mowing season this year, maintenance has found that it really needs to replace one of the current zero turn mowers. It is burning oil significantly and will hardly pull itself up a small incline. The staff would like to continue with the Gravely brand of mower as it is what they currently have, and it has been very dependable. This would also give some flexibility as to interchange of parts. Quotes were requested from dealers, vendors, and are outlined below. Stribble Outdoor Power, $13,199. Sutherland's, $16,199. R&R Equipment, $13,200, and a trade-in option. Administration recommends the purchase of the mower from R&R Equipment. Gary.
Yeah, well, it come up the hill the other day and she was just a sputtering and a popping on the golly. And we've talked for the last couple of years about getting a new one.
There's a way to do that. No, go downhill.
Yeah, go, yeah. But then at the top of the hill, say, hey, you gotta pull him to the top of the hill.
Okay. I'm sorry, I just had to say.
But anyway, it's time. I mean, those mowers there, I think one's an 09 and one's a 10 model. I mean, they've well outlasted their lifespan. They're gonna give us, Tom come by the other day and he said he would give us 2,500 for that. The frame's busted on it, it's just working its way loose and the bolt patterns and stuff. So I told him, I said, "Al, if I can get it done, buddy, I'll be there Tuesday to pick one up because I need it." So anyway, but that's where we're kind of at with it, so. And the one mower in there was not supposed to be 16,000 either. It actually was 13,400. That is a 38 horsepower. I had Brenda doing it. She accidentally clicked the wrong button. I said, "That's okay, I'll explain it." So it wasn't that much more expensive, so. But all in all, they were about the same price from everywhere.
But you'd recommend R&R, they're local.
Absolutely, yeah. It's gonna be the same mower any direction you go.
Right, right.
did you just look at Gravely?
Yes, only Gravely.
Okay.
The boys were happy with the Gravely's and I mean, they've lasted for 13 or 14 years at this point. And
I was thinking Bluegrass down there.
And we
He
did.
doesn't sell them.
They don't sell Gravely,
Okay.
it's Grasshopper and Hustler.
Okay,
Cause I'd asked them about it. I was like, well, we could go over here. And I was like, but you gotta do apples to apples. I said,
Right.
if you want Gravely, I said, I gotta go Gravely all the way. So,
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I move we approve the purchase of the mower from our.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Would you call for the vote, please?
Bartlesmeyer,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Hewens,
Yes.
Hart,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Okay. Administrative updates.
Short tonight.
Okay.
I'll start with the clerk of the.
I did submit a report on there. And so my various areas reported to me what's been going on. It has been busy over in our area, especially within the admissions department. We've seen a significant increase in the amount of student tours that are coming through. And so my board report actually starts on 88 if you guys are looking for it. But it's good at this point to be able to see those, the increase in student visits and tours and whatnot. It's at this time of the year, a lot of times when students are realizing that they might not want to go to K-State, KU, or they're starting to get the price quotes out there on how much it's going to be for them to go to a four-year school. And so it is pretty average to be able to see an increase in those student visits this time of the year. But we're happy to have them. Marcus has done a great job of really being able to make Fort Scott as appealing as possible. And I will say that the new renovations on campus certainly will help our recruiting efforts. Bailey Hall, the improvements that we made over there have been great. We've seen there's students over there spending their time at all hours of our day. which is exactly what we were hoping for, because in that other student union, we did not get that. Students did not want to be there. And we have them there every hour of the day now. And so that's obviously been a great addition to campus. I would be happy to stand for questions if you guys see anything on there, on my report that you'd like to ask about.
All right. Any questions, comments? Thank you, Tom.
But one more thing, the foundation dinner is tomorrow at 6 in Ellis, and you are all welcome to attend if you have time.
Okay,
No,
okay. Alicia. Or, I'm sorry, Julie.
That's all right.
I'm sorry, I didn't get one in here. Was kind of scrambling to get everything done. But far as, I think, you know, maintenance is doing a lot of work on the Arnold Arena, the gym. Also last week, they've done some stuff for OCR and that as far as painting parking lots and that type of thing, making sure signs are up. So they've done some traveling to Miami County or Pittsburgh to the Cosmo Place, and then to Stars to help with some of their parking issues and signage. They've been working on the Bailey. I know last week they had a crane in to replace the compressor in the unit on top of Bailey Farms air conditioning. So they got a lot of things going besides trying to mow the yard, but a lot of things there. IT has worked on several projects. They've done some. See, that's why I always put a report in here so that I can also kind of go through it. Oh, they've had some cyber compliance issues and security. They've done a lot of work on that, trying to make sure we are safe and that type of thing. So that's what they've worked on a lot on the last 2 to 3 weeks, besides just normal ticket areas. The bookstore is pretty much winding down for the semester and getting ready for next semester. Business office is working on making sure we have all our refunds out, all their students. There's some last minute classes that certify here, so we're finishing that up between financial aid and us. And then looking at all our grants, making sure we're ready for year end. You know, we try not to wait till June to review and make sure everything is spent. We try to start that early, so through March, April, May, we've begun to look at all of those and make sure we've got everything up to par with that. Kind of, you know, reminding others that are responsible to spend that grant money. Hey, it's time to get it done. It doesn't go quickly. And so I know Tom and I looked at the pantry grant and that type of thing, and he's asked me for stuff on that. Just normal stuff. It's a little quieter right now, but still very, very busy trying to keep things in line and get ready for year end. So next month I'll bring you a report.
Okay. Luke.
I
didn't
just started.
see your.
Yeah, we're working on budget as well. I've been working on that a lot. Arnold Arena looks really good. We're starting the 10 project, I believe, at the end of the week, or maybe even tomorrow. Jared was just telling me. Everything's painted. It looks really good.
What about the floor?
What's the 10?
So the 10's gonna go up on the roof, so you don't see the tape anymore.
Nice.
Yeah,
And does this say new lights?
yeah, new lights as well. Yes, sir.
That's gonna be good.
Yeah,
Yeah. Very nice.
you might be able to see the 3.1.
Not that that's important.
But we're excited about it. It looks really good.
What about the floor? Is it?
The floor coming in, probably after the end of this project, so we don't want to bring in, they're gonna have to bring in cranes and everything else to get up there, not cranes, but, lifts.
Yeah.
So they're May 30th-ish or June 1st, we'll start that project. And it's about 4 to 6 weeks, so we have plenty of time.
All right.
How's the apartment project coming along?
Coming along, it is, but I think he's pretty much finished with the
the second floor apartments, the two that were up there damaged. And, I think it's coming along. It's supposed to be ready, remind me, Tom, August the 1st, I think is what we gave him, and he's pretty much thinking he'll be done by July the 1st.
Good.
So we're moving right along there.
There is more damage in the bottom two apartments. by
Yeah.
5 kilometers.
Yeah. The bottom two are taking much longer to complete the top, the stops, the damage.
You know, it's-
I'm just gonna say this, which maybe I shouldn't, but I talked to him separately because he did work on our place and he mentioned that some of the construction pieces were not great, like around, they found some around the windows.
You mean original?
Original, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we understand it, yeah, and I think that was one of the problems with the freezing of the pipes, is sort of how they were plumbed, the fact that there really was no. There's only insulation on between every other stud, kind of, or I don't know. Yeah.
That's weird.
You would think that would take more time and effort to do it every other than just to do it.
Just put it up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, there's some, what do you call it, intrinsic problems there.
Yeah,
With
but-
the original, I think, but
It sounds like we're getting some of them fixed as we go.
I think so in some ways, yeah. When he puts it back, Jared's assured us that it will be.
Yeah.
I'm not guaranteeing that it won't freeze again, but hopefully it will be less likely anyway.
Yeah.
That it freezes, causes problems. Andrew?
Yes.
You can see, of course, Buddy Joe, who is director of our Paola campus, always puts in a wonderful report. They stay busy up there. You can see the Phi Theta Kappa. They do a whole lot up there in terms of making sure that they're very competitive and that the students get as much as they can out of Phi Theta Kappa. Phi Theta Kappa is our 2-year honorary association for community colleges. The nice thing about it are those students that belong to PTK, that will be printed on their transcript. And so most places, very few don't anymore, will give an automatic transfer scholarship to students that have PTK as that they're a member of the Phi Theta Kappa. And so those are some great things about what Phi Theta Kappa can do. Gordon Parks, of course, Kirk Sharp has been very, very busy. I think some of you had the opportunity to see Billy Mills, who really was a wonderful speaker and had a really important message, I think. We had several students have an opportunity to listen to him. Of course, he was first Native American gold medalist in the distance. I can't remember what distance it was.
10,000 meters.
10,000 meters, yeah. So interesting, I got to visit just on a personal note with his wife Peggy, who happens to be from Coffeyville, where I'm from. And so it was nice to get to say, oh, yes, we know those folks. And she's actually a friend of my cousin Johnny's. Now you remember I have like 100 cousins, but not that many, but quite a few. So anyway, that was nice, but he did a really, really nice job. And actually that event, I believe, was because of a grant that Gordon Parks did in conjunction with the historical fort. And maybe, and the Lowell Milken as well. So the three of them went together on that, which was nice. Get over. So my report, I told Julie when I turned it in, this is my C- report. We do have a lot of upcoming events. You can see Junior Senior Day was last week, but also on Friday, I don't know how that A got in there. I was not able to get back in time from the Phi Theta Kappa event. I was in Junction City, but we did host a concert that is a collaborative effort between Fort Scott Community College, Allen County Community College, and Neosho County Community College. Tom attended the event and said it was very, very nice. This is the 3rd year of that collaboration, and so Allen County hosted, Neosho hosted, and then we hosted it. So we bring all the students together in the music programs from those 3 areas. And so that was nice. The women's luncheon is coming up April of the 26th next week. Nurse Penny is May 12th, and I know that you guys have already visited with us about those of you that are able to attend the graduation on May 13th, which there are 2 of at 9 and noon. Is that correct? And then in between, we will have a reception for outstanding alumni, as well as our honorary associates. Yes, honorary associate degree. So that will be in between. Aggie Days, Drew, this was, I believe, one of the largest ever they had 1,700 students here participating in Aggie Days. All the events that they do. You can imagine the time and effort it takes everybody to make that a successful event, which it has. It's an amazing recruiting event for us, not just for ag, but for all programs, as we're able to get students on campus and allow them to see the things that we have. And so it's very nice, and we want to, of course, thank them. The cafeteria remodel is mostly done. We do have a few punch list things left to do. I thought tonight, if we have time, we won't be able to adjourn first. We'll have to adjourn after we go over there. But if you would like, we could walk over there and just take a look at it. We moved in on Good Friday. Kind of a soft opening because there weren't as many students. We of course want to thank the Bourbon County Fair Board for allowing us to use their facilities for 3 months, Julie, 3.5 months.
2 months.
2 months, okay. But it really did work out well, and we were very appreciative of that. The students were great about it. I didn't hear anybody complain, to me anyway, about having to go over there. And so it really did work out well for us to allow us to get here. There are a few things that need to be done, sneeze guards and things like that that haven't come in. But it really has been attractive. There is one thing on the punch list that I'm asking them to take a look at. Julie and I both were a little unhappy. I think it's what we ordered, but I'm pretty unhappy with the floor. I know I showed some of you guys that, but I'm unhappy. I feel like there's some shoddy workmanship and when they actually put it down. And I'm not sure about the manufacturer's product. And so our architect is checking with the manufacturer and also checking with the installer to see if there's anything that we can do. It's hard to clean. It's very bright, but if it's this brand new and we're already having issues with it looking kind of stained and dirty, I'm really concerned about that. And so I feel like now's the time to get on that. And so they're checking on those things. For us, I have kind of a crazy list in there. You probably wonder what that is, but Ralph Beecham, as you know, Dr. Ralph Beecham, asked him the other day when he got his PhD, and I think what did he say, 1970 something. Like, he cracks me up. He does such a wonderful job for us. Anyway, I said, hey, how do you keep track, which I knew he did, of the grant monies that we have brought in? And of course he does. And he has those that are listed here that we have applied for, but not been successful. Those that were successful, those, maybe we asked for more money and got less. But you can see at the very bottom, the totals for 16 down through 23. Now, this does not include federal grant monies that we would have received. So the total this year is $1,333,000 in terms of just that soft kind of grant money that we received. So I think that's quite an accomplishment, and it ends up being a very large portion, of course, of our budget. And it's also a lot of work, as Julie E. Would be happy to attest to, and Ralph, in terms of it can be a really heavy lift, providing the documentation and of course the reporting on all of these grants. It can be quite daunting sometimes. Just a couple of other things. We did receive news last week that all of our nursing students took the NCLEX and passed. So that's 100% passage, which we were very pleased about. That will help us. We were having just a little trouble. You have to maintain an 80% passage rate first time. It's, they just get that first time that it counts. They can take it again, but we still get hit that they didn't pass it the first time. And so you cannot drop below 80% on the national ASIN, which is the accreditor for that. And then of course the Kansas Board of Nursing also gets you. So we were on a plan, and our nursing program did a wonderful job of making sure they implemented some curriculum that we believe is certainly helping the students at this point. So
How many students?
I can't remember. It's not a lot. 12 or 13.
Okay.
That's part of our problem when you have small numbers like that and they count percentages. One kills you.
Yeah.
So it kind of it's a little bit difficult sometimes with that. And boy, let me tell you, the ASIN people, the accreditors, they don't care about your numbers, they just care about your percentages, and so that could be kind of hard. Cheerleading did a wonderful job at nationals. I think I let you know they were having a lot of trouble with the air conditioner in the bus, but we did make it back. You know, it's very, very warm. They were 5th and did better than they did last year. I don't understand exactly, Luke can say, where there were different flights. Did you?
Yeah, so there's an intermediate advanced group, and we're in the advanced group, but we got 10 points higher than what we did last year.
So not only did we get to go, you know, selected out of many programs, but we also did better. We're in the advanced. So I view it kind of like they put flights at golf tournaments. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
exactly.
so that it's based on different levels on how high you can go for pyramids and things.
Oh,
I've learned a lot.
you have, you can be the base.
Yes.
So, we have been working with the Kansas Fish and Game on a grant for, our pond. Our pond out here, the one that is just directly, north of the admin building. It has had some erosion issues on the dam, both the front side and the back side of the dam. And so what we're going to have to do is drain the pond, put in a pier, and put in what they call, chop rock. I call it, not chop. I'm pretty sure it's chop rock. It's big rock. I've heard it called jaw rock, but I'm not sure.
Is it like rip rap? I've heard this.
Yeah,
That's
I think
what
so.
I.
Is that, okay,
Riff raff.
I know riffraff. I don't think that's it.
Sounds like you guys are making stuff up.
the riff rap, and I've heard about it. Hang out with
Big rock.
riff rap, yeah.
Anyway.
It's not supposed to move very easily. Okay.
No, I had myself and Jared, Keelan, who of course knows way more about this stuff than I do. We presented at the chamber, excuse me, not the chamber, but at the county commission meeting last Tuesday morning. And so they graciously accepted our proposal, and they will give us the rock, whatever kind of rock that stuff is called. And we will provide the hauling. And Jared has said, so one of the things in the grant is what, of course, kinds of in-kind donations do you get? So we're asking the county, and they will provide the rock. Tomorrow night at the city commission meeting, we, in this case, Jared, we were going to go together, but I forgot about the endowment dinner that I have to go to, and you put me on the program. So anyway, so Jared, who will do great, obviously on his own, will ask the city to do some of the work of dredging of the pond. And so we will pull up the silt and the stuff at the bottom. Some of that will be used, I believe, to build this pier, and then it will have to kind of come down at an angle to keep it from eroding, and then with the rock on there. And then we will also try to trade out some clay that the city has, I guess, with some topsoil that we may have in the rodeo arena. So we've got all kinds of sort of swapping that will go on here. The grant for the pond itself from Kansas Fish and Wildlife is $40,000. So that will pay for hauling, we hope. But I think Jared has it worked out where we might be better to buy a dump truck that we could then use in the heavy equipment operator program. I thought that was a wonderful idea that he had, because he has a CDL and we have one other person in maintenance that has a CDL. So they could do the hauling, and then we can use the truck for our heavy equipment operator program. If that's allowable in the grant, we think that it is. And then we will, with the 40,000, also buy the liner. On the back side of the dam, we're having erosion there too from mowing. And so we will put in flora, native flora that will hold that dirt, and of course, hopefully be a butterfly attractor as well. And so that's the first phase. This is a 3-phase grant project that we're working on. The second phase is to try to connect our trail system with Gum Park, so we can have a collaborative effort with, bike trails and walking trails and things like that. We presented, we have some photos of a couple different options. One of them, I believe, is 205th Street. Is that right? And the other one is the old railroad right of way that goes here just on the west side of the Nazarene Church. So we will see. That is the second phase, though. First, we do the pond, then we use that as kind of as a lead into the second phase. The third phase then would be to hopefully work out by the baseball fields, even though some trails would go there too, to put in a driving range. And so to again talk with the city that backs up to the golf course, the city and the county, and see what we could do. That's down the road a little bit, but that is the third phase and what we are wanting to do. Julie didn't say, but I know she's been working hard on making sure the budget is up and ready to go. She did develop a new budget spreadsheet, and she's really improved that every year. That budget spreadsheet allows us to put the information in the budget. We have to match it up with strategic planning initiatives, so it is strategic budgeting. And so she has it nice where you have to justify what you want and of course how that meets the strategic outcomes that we've got. And so we'll be getting that together hopefully soon, as we, of course, that timeline's kind of backed up. We used to have to register that budget with the county in August. Now we register that budget with the county in September. As you remember, it's a little bit different process. It's a pretty convoluted and complicated process compared to what it used to be for us anyway. So, and I think for the county too. That's all I have, and I would be happy to stand for any questions.
How long will the pond be down?
That's an excellent question. We believe it might be a year depending on how much rain we get, because it will have to dry up a little bit. And I think it's going to be a little bit stinky for a while too.
Is it gonna drain it completely?
My understanding is, yes, there's a valve there on the back side of the pond. We don't know if it still works because of the length of time that it's been in there. As a matter of fact, we cannot find, as some of you probably know, we cannot find when this pond was actually built. We've looked.
Alan,
Called
Pete
the
Allen-
Tribune,
Pete
and they
Allen's
didn't know.
brother built it.
We talked to you, we talked to Tammy, she couldn't find anything. If your record showed at the Tribune,
What, sorry?
when the pond was originally built,
Oh, yeah. I bet,
she said she couldn't find anything. We looked in the library, we can't find
I
it.
bet agricultural engineers helped with that.
We called them,
They
It
was,
was,
they,
it was
Ralph said he didn't
under,
get any
it
information.
was
from
under
it, but
one of Dick Hedges. I think it was the first administration.
Yeah, it was Dick Hedges.
And Pete Allen's brother did the excavation work on it.
I can see his face. I can't remember his name.
We were needing it for the grant applications for the age of it, but we have not been able to locate that so far. If anybody happens to know or can find out, we would welcome that information.
I just remember talking to that George guy. I can't think.
John,
John, okay. Out here one time, asking him
Yeah.
about something.
Well, we might check back with them.
Yeah.
Make sure.
Cause he did the, like, survey or something like that to determine if it was gonna work or not.
Could be, and I don't know.
Yeah, I remember talking, well, anyway. I surely can't remember. Can't remember what I ate for lunch today.
I
Okay.
think if the valve, if it won't turn on, I guess they'll probably, I don't know, they'll probably bust the dam and let it loose, I'm assuming, but I really don't know the answer to that.
Yeah. Anything else? Dave?
I move we go to executive session for 30 minutes, beginning at 5:30, so some of us can hit the restroom. To discuss personnel matters for non-elected personnel as it relates to administrative contracts, excuse me. No actions expected upon our return, and the board invites President Johnston to join us.
6:30.
6:30.
I think the clock is still on.
It is still on.
Yeah.
That's what I get for looking at that clock.
Actually, our meeting hadn't started yet.
Sorry, 6:30.
Yeah, okay. Neither.
Second.
Okay, all, as the, how would you call it, vote?
Bartlesburg,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Stevens,
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Bolt,
Yes.
Hart,
Yes.
Okay. Really,
We really ought to fix
give us motion to come back into open session.
So moved.
Second. Moved and seconded. Donald, you vote.
Marlboro,
Yes.
Elliot,
Yes.
Hewin,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Hart.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to announce that Alicia has decided to retire as president of Fort Scott Community College, and she will stay on as needed until we hire a new president. And we want to make sure that everything goes as smoothly as possible. And as Dave said, this is an appreciation for everything that Alicia's done for the college, and the celebration for Alicia is helping the college these years. And Dave, you have anything to add to that?
We just really appreciate everything you've done, appreciate the fact that you're willing to hang on with us while we get the process started.
And appreciate your leadership.
Absolutely.
Yes. And we hope the best for you, obviously.
Thank you.
Anything else coming before the board? Oh, that's true. We're gonna, as the board, we're gonna go across to the building back here, view the new cafeteria. Thank you. The new cafeteria. So we'll come back here and then close the board meeting. Does that sound appropriate? Okay.
I would just like to say to those of you that are here, and I told them, it's been my great privilege to work and serve Fort Scott Community College. And I feel like we've had an amazing team that we've been able to advance, the mission of the students in the community. And I certainly hope that what we've been able to achieve, some of that will be able to maintain, and that we have some very sustainable things that we've done. And that always our North Star should be our mission and what we do for students and the communities. But I like I told the board, I have learned so much and been so appreciative of all of you and everything we've been able to do. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, let's I'm not just gonna say adjourn to the cafeteria, but let's just move to the cafeteria. Walk over. So